This is the Amtrak ACS-64 Am Fleet 1 5-unit set with an ACS-64, 3 Am Fleet 1 coaches, and an Am Fleet 1 cafe car. Let's start with the locomotive right here. Starting with the front end, we have a plow and a coupler and all of these different hose receptacles. There are no brake hoses or MU hoses, which is a bit unrealistic. These are the headlights. These are just simple LEDs. There are no bail lights on these, which would have been a nice thing to see. Then there are these separately mounted wipers on these big windscreens. Some more headlights up here, followed by some backlit number boards. On this side of the locomotive, we have this little detail that says ACS-64, this E-bell, very small little Amtrak logo, an American flag, and this cab window. Further down, we have this ladder leading up to a cab door with some grab irons on the side. This little line, which I'm not exactly sure what that is for, so tell me in the comments. This little Siemens logo, which is the producer of this locomotive. And then there's this vent right here, which I'm also not exactly sure what it does. Looking at the truck detail, we have these, I'm pretty sure the reason there are dots on this is because these wheels are ventilated. There's some small details around here for axle generators for the speed, some little brake parts, and that sort of thing. Over here, we have this very big Amtrak logo. We have these two dots here, which I'm not exactly sure what they're for. Starting with the front right here, we have some air conditioning and plumbing things for the cab. Then there's this pantograph that connects over here to this other one. Then right here, there are two of Amtrak's typical K5LA air horns. At the end of the locomotive, there is the exact same air conditioning as there is on the front. Also, throughout the roof of this locomotive, there are these different vent grill type things. And I'm not exactly sure what this is for. A locomotive isn't much without its cars. This is a typical Amtrak Am Fleet 1, numbered 82500. Starting from the front of this car, we have this little thing that says coach class, as well as this very tiny detail right here that says welcome. There's a boarding light here, not sure what this is, but it's there, and the typical Am Fleet 1 door. This is one of the only things that differentiates it from the Am Fleet 2s. There's a little ladder step here, and the same coupler as on the locomotive. This truck, which has the same very much open wheels, so this allows you to see the detail of the wheels. Then there is this little suspension system as well as some little braking details. There are also brake shoes right here, and the same is on all parts of this car. Then there are these boxes in the middle, which I'd assume are for generators maybe, or batteries, or air conditioning, that sort of thing. Then right in the middle of the car, there's this little thing that says the number of the car, which is 82500. And on the end of the car, there's the same little detail right here that says the number, this Amtrak logo, and then the same things for coach class, the welcome, and also a handicap logo. The end of the car is the same on both sides. There's this little gangway, these red lights here, which would turn on if you had the cab interior lighting kit, which this does not. There's a bar here to prevent people from walking off the end of the car. There's this little curved thing, which I'm not exactly sure what that does. There are two little grab irons, and then the same coupler as always. This is the cafe car, which is on a majority of Amtrak's longer distance routes. Starting from this door, we see a lot of the same details as were on the Am Fleet 1 coach class car. So this says cafe instead of coach class, the same little welcome. Up here it says food service car. There's the same little handicap thing, this Amtrak logo, and the number. The only other big difference with this car is this giant gap in the windows. So this is where they would be serving the food. There's like a little counter here, which is kind of cool. And there's also different boxes on the bottom of the car. Then on the end of the car, there's the same situation with the gangway, the red lights, and the other things. As far as I can tell, this is no different from the Amfleet 1 coach class car. I didn't say that much about the roof of these cars. So the Amfleet 1 right here, it has this same corrugated metal as it does all around the car. And this also has the corrugated metal. However, there's this little patch right here, which I'm not exactly sure what it's there for, but it's there. Now let's put this train on the track and see how it runs. As of recording, this has been my favorite KATO bookcase set. It has a good number of cars and a very nice detailed locomotive. I will say the locomotive does lack some things, like the lack of MU hoses or brake hoses on the front, but other than that, it's a good locomotive. The cars are amazing, and I can't say anything bad of this set. All around, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars, just because of that slight lack of realism on the locomotive. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day.